Bruce Gas, boxing, jazz, and more. And I intended to have my friend Tim Witherspoon Jr. and Hasim Rahman Jr. on here with us tonight. And unfortunately, Hasim called me up a few minutes ago, and he has got a family emergency, and we're gonna have to reschedule the show. But hey, man, this is what happens on YouTube in the 21st century. You know, we're not HBO, we're not ESPN. We don't pay our guests. We do this for the love of boxing, and sometimes shit happens and life gets in the way. But today is a special day, and Bruce Gas is going to be here, and we'll see if Tim Jr. stops in. He's a good friend of mine, and damn, I think I just seen him jump in the background over here, man.
What's going on, Bruce? How you doing?
Salute, Tim. I appreciate you coming by, man, and 1,000 pardons that this didn't happen the way we wanted it to happen, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I'm used to the boxing business, and unfortunately, sometimes things happen like this. I've been in situations where I was supposed to fly out the day of the fight, and everything fell through. So, I'm used to this. I'm kind of bummed because it's been a long road to get to here. I don't want to say a long road, but I called him out a couple months ago. We had a kind of an agreement, a promise that he would, show up tonight. I based my whole day around this. This was the most important thing that I had to do this week, as far as on my agenda, because I wanted to see what we could do next. I hope that he takes care of that family emergency, and everything's okay and everybody's all right. But still, it's just I had
it's like that left hook to the liver, brother. It comes out of nowhere, and
yeah, a lot of people knew that this was going to happen. He's been in my inbox. We have been talking. He's been in other people. Other people have sent me messages of him saying, "Let's make the fight happen." This was our first press conference per se, I guess. Our first face to face. Our first, in our inbox. We talked. We had a little banter back and forth. But I was prepared to come here and just talk face to face and, man to man, and respect your show as well, and have some honest dialogue. Hopefully we can still do that.
Yeah. I mean, this is this crazy world of social media, and we only wish that that our worlds would evolve around this, but unfortunately, this revolves around our worlds, and real life situations happen, and
yeah.
I mean, I was pretty honored when you said you'd show, and then I got in touch with Hasim, and he said he'd show. Man, I thought we were gonna get something nice happening here, but hey, man, shit happens, and
yeah.
I can relate to that. But this was probably the most important interview that I was going to do. I was just
right.
And we already got a good crowd of people coming in here. But hey, brother, it will happen again. It will definitely happen again. Yeah. Hasim was very sorry. He called me a couple of times today, and we were set up until about 6:45, until about 15 minutes before we were supposed to go on, and then he told me that something big's happening in his family, and he has to deal with it. And hey, man, I hope it's all right, and I hope you stay healthy, my brother. And hey, man.
But so also, it's like this. The conversation should not be an issue after this, So we have his word. He said that he will sit down and he'll talk. I understand that things happen, but we still have to do that. This can't be okay. He got out of it this time. Not saying that he's trying to get out of it. I'm not saying that, but he's not here right now. I'm here. I'm at the table. This is exactly where I want to be. I've been thinking about it all day, and I was prepared to let him know that I'm here to fight him. Um, Hopefully, this still happens. This is, the first time that I come. I'll come every time, Bruce. Every time he says he'll be there, I'll be there. All right.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, yeah. You're a true brother, man. You're definitely a true brother, and I appreciate that so much because this was my big break, man. I was gonna go big time,
Right. Well, look, this is you still got it. He called you directly,
Yeah,
so hopefully, he's a man of his word. I don't see him as someone who would make up an excuse, or I don't see him as someone who would run from an interview or anything like that. Uh, so hopefully, um, some we can do it next week or something. Hopefully we can get it in sooner than later.
yeah, yeah.
Because I have promoters watching us. I'm pretty sure he's already signed to someone. If it didn't. Excuse me. I was outside. I was outside in the cold. I had to shut down my lake house today for the season, so I think that got me a little bit. But basically, man, this was the first step to the next step, and hopefully he'll show up next time.
Yeah, no, it really came out of the blue because I texted him a couple of times on on the Twitter. I sent him a few DMs, and I sent him my phone number. And I was doing my afternoon walk, and my phone rang, and hey, Bruce Gas, what's happening? And I was like, who is this? Hasim. I said, who? Hasim Rahman. I'm like, oh wow, man. And then he said, just hinting around what I wanted to do, and he said, yeah, sounds good. Usually I do my thing on a Tuesday night, but man, I'm so flexible. I'm like a rubber band. If somebody tells me Sunday evening at 3:15 a.m., I'm right there, bro, because this is important to me. I love doing this. I think God is kind of giving me I think this is why he's keeping me around a little bit longer than I should be to like this, bro.
Yeah. Nah,
sitting here with you, bro, and the Toka too, man.
That's it.
There are not too many people around here that I'm comfortable with, and your family, and I mean this whole YouTube family. It's great people, great vibes, and it's going to happen again. This is only like a flat tire. We change the tires, we get right back on the road, and yeah, brother.
That's it, man. With that said, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my night now. I got a couple of hours free, so I'm gonna enjoy the family, man.
All right, you don't be doing no smoking with that hacking in those lungs.
Nah. Yeah. I'm gonna take some medicine.
All right, brother. Hey, God bless you, Timmy. Thank you. Thank you for showing up, man.
You too, man.
Peace out.
Right, bye.
Yeah, that's the situation, my friends. That's the situation here. We had the interview all lined up, and shit happens. Shit happens, as you can see, man. I appreciate you cats coming in here, man. Skywalker, my brother. You're a very big part of this. Carlos Mendoza, man. Shout out to you and Derek Clark and my man Reggie Owens, Mr. Pads, and then that troublemaking troll out there, Patch36.fun, my private photo on this site. Big Blunt, how you doing, brother? So this is actually it's an anniversary tonight, and if anybody doesn't know what anniversary it is, this is the anniversary of Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran too. This was in 1980, and I remember this fucking night, man. Oh yeah, do I remember this night? This was one of the this was a very very big shock because this was the rematch The first fight was with two pit bulls in a ring, man. It was Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard, and Sugar Ray Leonard didn't rely on his boxing skills. He just bit the bullet. He was coming forward, man. It was a dog fight, and that's what you don't want to do with a cat like Roberto Duran. And they just made a nice big batch of maple honey tonight too. It just got infused, as they say. I put a half ounce of weed in there, and it's been cooking for the last 5 hours in my Levo 2, the infusing machine that I have. And I was going to have a little bit of that with my wife after the show. Maybe we'll have some earlier than later. Earlier than we were going to. She can help herself, but I'm a little bit bummed, man. Don't let this facade fool you. I was kind of I was really hoping for a really good interview. Although I'm not an interview person, although I did write down a couple of questions, a couple of bizarre ones. Like what was growing up with legends as dads like, and expectations, and the people and the places that you've been to. And I was going to ask his best memory of his dads, because I have, for both of these guys, I've got classic memories. Hasim Rahman, when he knocked out of Lennox Lewis, man, I don't know if you cats remember that, because that wasn't that long ago. That was just an amazing night. And Tim Witherspoon, when Tim Witherspoon went to England and knocked out Frank Bruno. Big months, like I could do that, bro. I could do that, man, because this is I blew my interview. I lost my big claim to fame. So what I have is I have some extra time, and I'm so glad you cats came in here. See, I was just gonna just delete it. In fact, I did delete it, and then I talked to Tim, and Tim was like, "Man, we got he said, I got a lot of people that are gonna watch this," and I did too, man. I had this on my other social medias. I haven't been on Facebook in years, man. That was my first one. I think I started that in about 2010. And I was one of those fucking Facebook bratties going back and forth with all my friends. But now you can do lives and shit like that. And so, it's a social media. It's another way to get exposure. So I had this show was going to be shown on Facebook and on Twitter and also on YouTube. So, maybe we can get some cats interested in the sport that we love, get some fresh blood in here. And with Tim and with Hasim. In fact, I've been on a panel with Hasim Rahman Jr. and I've spoken to him on the phone. I was going to say, what do you want me to call you, bro? Champ? Rock? Hasim? Jr.? I mean, you try to warm up with these guys, and some of these boxers, they're such genuinely nice people when you meet them. And they have, they put out a spirituality, I'm sorry, and a warmth where you feel right at home. They make you feel like you're the most important person in the room. And I got that when I talked to Hasim. In fact, Major Key had a show with him on. It was maybe about 6 months ago. Major Key, man, what a nice guy he's been to me. He calls me out when he's got fighters on panels. He called me out when he had Jerry Cooney and Iran Barkley and Michael Nunn and man, James Toney, and they all became, we all have connections now. I've got a few of the numbers, and being on the show, Michael Nunn says, well, if you're ever in Iowa, Bruce Gas, I'm going to buy you dinner, man. You look me up, and you never know, man. You never know. And the Levo 2, you cats want to hear about the Levo 2, because it is quite an instrument. Let me see if I can dig up the Levo 2 stuff that I have in here. I might be able to find a little tutorial on it. Wow, they even got them on sale on Black Fridays. No, I don't want secret sales. I just want one of the I want to get one of the YouTubers where they show you how to make the stuff. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry about that, guys. I'm still not a YouTube producer here. Okay, this Let's check this out here, man. Let's check out what this cat has to say about it. We'll put him on there. I don't think he'll get me in any kind of trouble for doing it, but we'll see. And if anybody wants to come up here, man, shoot the shit a little bit, because this is not a show. This was an apology, basically. I want to let you cats know that I wasn't. I didn't just put those names out there. This was supposed to really happen, and who knows, maybe it will. But anyway, man, this big boy here, he's a Levo 2 user, and he does a little interview on here. Let me see how it sounds.
Hey everyone, how are you doing? You have Mike here, and today we're taking a look at the Levo 2, basically all-in-one infusion machine. So before we get too far, I do want to say that this video here is sponsored by LevoOil.com. You can go there and pick up your own Levo with a 10% off discount code using down with Prohibition.
Hey!
We've been using the Levo now for about 2 months. We've made all different kinds of
just do salute, Mr. P.
Butter. We made some tinctures, and we've used the oil and butter to make just some amazing stuff, some cookies, some cakes. And one of the cool things is so many people have tried this. We share our,
William
our
old school
and our treats because we want to see
Sharon Marie.
And a lot of the comments that we were getting is you really couldn't taste the oil in it at all. In the treats and the cakes and the goodies. So that's really good. I know with the other oil, the MCT oil that we were making, it was pretty strong. It was really hard to kind of cover that scent. So the Levo really has them beat just with the overall quality of the oil. So this is something that I personally really do enjoy. It's definitely stopped me from smoking as much because I'm now eating some, and it's definitely more healthier with the whole smoking. You don't want to smoke. It's definitely harder on your body. So the Levo just really it really works in that department. So basically, how the Levo all works. So inside here there is a container. Inside this container, you hold your herb pots. We'll get back to these in a second.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a heating element in here, which allows you to dry your herb. It also allows you to decarb. And then if you fill this with oil and you place in the agitator, which is here that spins magnetically in the bottom. Hopefully we can get a good view of this here. This allows you to infuse your oil. So let's take a closer look at these herb pots. So each of these herb pots, you can put 7 grams of herb in each one. So preferably, if you're going to be using this for medication wise or something like that, you might want to have 2 pods. So I would.
That's what I did. I have 2 pods. I bought another one. It was like $14. OTB, my brother. Salute, man. Salute. So we're gonna let this cat finish here. He's doing pretty well.
If you want to get that pod, you can also use our promo code.
This thing is almost foolproof.
Save yourself 10%. Now, with the double pod, that allows you 14 grams, 2 cups of oil. So you put 2 cup capacity in here, and you can get some pretty potent oil with that.
Oh yeah.
One of the things that I really like about the Levo 2 was how much that it just didn't smell when you're doing your decarb process. That's something that usually prevented us from doing a lot of decarbing around here, was the overall smell. This thing here,
that never stopped me.
The smell wise, it brings it down to about maybe 5% of what it was, which is absolutely excellent. Now, it is going to smell when you open it up after your decarb to put in your MCT oil or your butter or whatever you need to use it for your infusion. But the overall smell is just dramatically dropped, really making it so like I said, I can decarb at any time I want without having to disturb anybody. So that's a really cool benefit to this. Now, another thing too, you probably see there's a sticker on here. This thing here is Wi-Fi controlled, so you can not only just control the infusion,
Jelly bean,
set your timers and everything with with the app, but you can also go and check out recipes, which is really cool. So you can see what other Levo 2 users are using, And
see, I don't use the app on mine. I'm not that sophisticated yet.
Myself, because I think that's really cool. I've got some really good recipes.
But it's real easy to use with press a couple of buttons.
Overall, this is just a really cool machine. Now,
real cool
like
machine.
I mentioned before, you can use 2 pods in order to get double
and
the
I
potency.
do.
So what I prefer to do, which is a little bit different than this method here, I use pure keef. Now we use a dry ice extraction, which I'll probably put a link for a video.
Big Texas, salute my brother.
Check that out. I'll also put it down in the description of how we do our dry ice extraction.
512 boxing, my man.
I prefer it this way. I find it gives me a little bit cleaner of an oil, but just using the 14-gram pods works just as well. So what I've done is I've used 2 teaspoons of pure keef that's been decarbed in the Levo 2, and I'm going to put just a little bit over a cup of oil in there, and we should be able to recover most of that cup of oil back.
See, I put a half ounce and about
so I've got
1 cup of oil, 1 cup of honey actually, honey with a little bit of coconut butter in there,
which has a couple grams of keef in it.
Yeah, see, this guy's doing it more complicated. I just put the weed right in the freaking.
Because mostly the keef is just going to melt away. But if there is any plant material, let's just kind of keep it within the tea bag, and it's not going to get into your oil, which is going to give you a pure oil, obviously, right? So
he's making it more complicated than it really has to be with the tea bag. Remy, my brother, salute.
And we're just going to put a little bit over a cup. So I'm not sure if you guys can see this here.
We can see it. We can see it. This dude's getting kind of annoying, isn't he? See, you don't even have to put in the cup because inside the machine has lines in it where you can tell how much you're putting in.
That's all the oil we got, so let's just use it.
Nah, that means your product is going to be a little weaker, bro. You want it more concentrated.
Maybe a quarter of a cup. This unit here can't hold 2 full cups, so I'm just going to pour this in carefully.
It holds about 1 cup. And it weighs about, I'm going to say about 5 pounds too. It's a heavy sucker.
Poured in our oil and we drop in our agitator. What we're going to do is we are going to close the lid.
Click it.
We are
set it and forget it.
And then here on the front of the machine, we are going to push the button until it goes to infuse.
No, so you don't want to infuse it yet.
For 2 hours is the.
You have to decarbolize it, you dope.
So we're actually going to raise this to 160. And I want this to have a little bit longer of a fusion. So we're going to go 4.5 hours with this one here. So we're going to push the start button here, and that's it. It's all ready to go.
And that's all you do.
So our infusion is done. So I have my
this
measuring cup with the 1 cup
here.
This
dude's making it complicated here, man.
And one of the great features with the Levo, I'm going to move the gummy pack up.
This guy's getting complicated. Who do we got here, man? Coastal Boxing Club. What's happening, brother?
What's going on, Bruce? Salute.
Black Grass, are you, brother?
How's everything been?
Is that you, Black Grass?
No, that's Coastal.
Coastal. Sorry, man. Okay, brother. How you doing, man? Yeah, I've been on a couple of panels with you, man. Yeah, we were supposed to have some interviews on here tonight, but shit happened. And instead, we have this, man. So I'm going into my, I'm just doing some weed talk over here, bro. I got my buddy Big Blunts Boxing over there, and I just bought this thing called a Levo 2. It's a weed infuser. You can make honey, you can make oil, you can make butter, you can make edibles, and I've been doing that lately, man. I'll tell you, it's a very cool thing. Let me find the making the honey here. If I can find the video. Levo 2 infusing honey. Let's see if I got the right one here. There we go. This is what I do with the sucker here, man. I'm gonna put this up here, man. Check this out. I just bought this new gadget, man, because I love smoke. I don't know if you've been on my shows or around me at all, man. I love smoking weed. I love being high. It accentuates the positive and it fucking negates the negative in my life. So You know, it's my thing. I don't touch any other mind-altering substances, including alcohol, including narcotics, including cocaine, whatever it may be. Even caffeine. I don't touch caffeine. But weed I like. And smoking is getting a little bit rough on the lungs lately. Not the lungs, the throat, the esophageal area, whatever. So I picked up this sucker, man. The Levo 2. And I've been making this infused honey. You familiar with any of that? Postal boxing?
No, I'm familiar with like the butter and the honey, but not infused to make it yourself. No, that's absolutely awesome. That sounds cool as shit.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to put this up. Check this out, man.
Today, we're going to be making infused honey with the Levo 2. So before we make the honey using the Levo 2, let's do a quick review of the Levo 2. Your Levo 2 will come with a pod. This pod will be the device that you will use decarb your cannabis and also hold your cannabis. Next, we have the silicone pod protector. This item protects your herb from burning during the...
Hang on 1 second. Let me get rid of that music in the background. I don't need that. That's a little bit too... I'm just going to cut that down so we can hear this cat doing his thing over here. Make that big again and bango.
The decarbing process.
Oh, yeah.
Next, we have the magnetic stirrer. This part right here will help infuse your carrier oil with your cannabis. In the back of
Okay, I'm gonna cut off just for 1 second. My wife just brought this in for me. This is the finished product right here. This is infused honey. This is we have almost a full cup of honey right there. And there are 2 ounces of weed. And this right here, a teaspoon of this is probably got 30 milligrams of weed in there. That's like having 3 gummies. That's a good amount. You dump some of this on your pancakes. You put a little bit in your tea in the morning, bro. This is where it's at. This fucking little thing of honey right here you could probably make 10 $30 fucking containers in a dispensary. And it only cost me $100 to make, less than $100. Here you go, baby. Thank you.
Wow.
Well, I'm going to show you exactly how we made it. This is how it was made, man.
Levo 2, you will find your built-in power cord storage. All right, guys. The first step will be to decarb your cannabis. So let's get into it. So we're going to be using the pod to decarb our cannabis. Add your silicone protector to your pod. Now add your cannabis to your pod. All right, so mine is completely filled. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to measure the cannabis just to see exactly how much cannabis I was able to use. But let me show you guys how it looks so far.
7.5 to 8 grams of herbs. Okay.
Once you add your cannabis,
about a quarter of an ounce to one of those pods.
To your pod.
Wow.
And I have 2 pods, so mine comes out twice as strong.
Oh, fuck.
Next generation, brother.
Now add it to your Levo 2.
Yep, just like that, man.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And it takes about a half hour in there, maybe 45 minutes for it to decarbonize.
Canister to your Levo 2. Turn on your Levo 2.
That I know that sound.
So now we're going to choose our cycle.
You don't want to dry it. Activating. There you
You're
go.
going to start by decarbing your cannabis. So it's already preset to 240 for 30 minutes, but I'm gonna let mine record for 35 minutes.
That's what I do too. I listen to these guys.
So now I'm gonna click on start.
You want to make sure it gets everything.
A few minutes, so I'll be back. All right, guys. So I got my timer on just to see how long it's gonna take before the machine works. And it's almost 11 minutes and the machine is still warming up. All right, guys, my Levo 2 is done warming up. So it took exactly 14 minutes and 50 seconds. Now my machine is activating or decarbing my cannabis. So on the screen, it's going to show activating, and then it's going to show the temperature and the time. So I'll be back in 33 minutes. While your cannabis is decarbing, measure out your honey.
And this is regular honey now, right?
This is this is regular honey. Yep, regular stuff you buy in the store. But you got to put a little bit of oil in there. And I found that you can get this coconut butter.
Yes, my cannabis is fully decarbed. So the next step would be to add our honey.
I wonder if you can add like your own weed butter to it. That's fucking awesome.
Let's see if we can.
I need to get me one of these shits. Damn.
Bro, I bought it. It cost $300, and I had to beg the old lady to buy the fucking thing. You know, see the little bit of oil in there to get the THC more into the shit. Real simple, but once you do it, you become a master. And imagine with 2 of those pods in there, so it's twice as strong.
Now I'm going to change the settings to infuse.
Yo, this shit.
Remy's getting himself one. Man, I should have got a fucking a banner for these guys to get it 10%, give the people 10% off.
So get yourself a mason jar.
Takes about 4 hours, Remy. Then you just press the button.
And now I'm gonna press this button right here.
Yo, I gotta put my buddy onto this.
I'm telling you, bro. I got nothing to make on these things. I just want to tell people how cool they are, you know? You get some honey in there, you make your pancakes the next day, you make some French toast, and about an hour later, it's like, I just smoked some fucking beautiful Thai weed. Oh, I was.
All right, my infused honey is done. Thank you for watching this video.
Wow, easy as that.
Rob, peace.
I'll tell you, man.
They made it into a simple process for you.
Real simple. Yup, foolproof. Like before, you had pressure cookers, I guess. And you know what I used to do is I started decarbonizing it and making like a cake with it. But you know, you're crunching on the weed and stuff.
And I'm up with my mom.
Oh, we got another one on here. Let's see what this old broad's got to do with her infuser. We want to find some. See, this is. I guess the hippies are using them too. Let's check out what she's got to do here, man.
And we are in
the Beekeeper's Apothecary.
Yes. So we've been showing you kind of videos about the process and what we're doing. But we're getting to the point now where we can start doing a little bit of stuff. So welcome to the Beekeeper's Apothecary.
And the first product ever getting made up here. So thank you guys for joining us in this.
We are pretty excited. So we've got, what do you got?
I have dried elderberries, and
this looks too complicated here, man.
These are elderberries that have been dried. We are very blessed in our area.
Where's my mouse? Yeah, that's too complicated. We want to find some fucking hippies making some weed infusions here. We'll show you how they make the butter.
Who the hell is calling me? Yo, hold on. I'm gonna hop right back on. Give me a few.
Okay, bro. Making Levo to butter. There we go. Let's see what they come up for us. Because YouTube's got so many of these things in here. Here we go. Easy way to make can of butter. Yeah, this guy looks like a real bird over here. Let's
start your morning up.
Let's see what he's got to say, man. Here we go. Let's just
have some buttered toast. This is the toast that will butter you back.
Yeah, the toast that will butter you
back. Hi, couple. We're going to explore and discuss our passion for cannabis.
Today we are coming to you from the Dabbing Cabin Kitchen, where we are excited to test out the brand new Levo 2 infuser.
Probably the most requested infused edible, which is cannabis butter, using the most professional infusion machine I've ever seen on the market.
I feel like...
Hey, Remy. I think if you Google it today, bro, I think they got Black Friday specials. You might be able to get 20, 30 bucks off the fucking thing, bro. But anyway, let's watch these two fucking characters. Looks like Pigeon and McSmith's wife.
We don't really do
daughter / wife.
Stick to more flour and dabs, but now that we actually have like an infuser that looks so adorable in our kitchen, I feel like the likelihood of us getting into edibles is definitely higher.
The Levo 2 here can infuse more than just butter or oil. It can do lotions, it can do like scented bath bombs, make your own candles. Like there's a lot you can do with this.
For today's vlog, we are going to just stick to the basics and go with some classic can of butter.
Now there's only a few steps in order to get this process going. First, we're going to prepare our ingredients. We have 8 grams of OG Kush.
Homegrown, Dabbing Cabin.
Yes, we're always good whenever we can use our own home supply.
So whenever cooking with cannabis...
And I'll tell you, the first time I did that, man, I was like, oh, I'm putting a 1/4 ounce of Primo Kush bud in here. But I don't worry about it anymore. Hey, baby. Babe. She must be in bed. I'll wait till after. I'm good smoking. Let's watch Pigeon and Mrs. McSmith over here.
Activate it first. Usually this involves us putting it in the oven to go ahead and activate the THC inside it, but it's great with the Levo 2 now. It actually has an activation setting. So you can put it on there and decarboxylate it all in the same machine.
Really kind of makes this like one-stop shop for all your infusion needs. So after you set the activation cycle, this usually takes anywhere from around like 2 hours. It will, light up and let you know that your material is now ready to be used in your infusion. The next step is also to prepare your medium. We are using very basic, just stick butter.
Because it is in a stick form, we are going to have to heat it up beforehand and get it to a liquid state before adding it into the Levo.
We're using like American butter is more oil-based.
It's a little vegetable oily. It'll work.
So now that you have your activated plant material in its pod magnetized to the side of the reserve, you can also
pods.
see that
That's the
it comes
secret.
with this magnetic
when you buy 2 pods, Remy.
For this recipe, we're going to be using 16 ounces of butter. Feel free to use less if you want for the butter to be more potent.
Sometimes less is more.
Sometimes 2 pods is better too, you fucking douchebag.
The cycle going to be infusing for it. What's great is that Levo actually gives you this like quick start guide. The very first recipe in it is how to infuse your butter. So it recommends with 16 ounces of butter in here to do it for a cycle of 175 degrees for 2 hours.
Press start.
I did it for
and walk away and let's do
3 hours, man.
This was made for the stoner on the
double that time.
Crock pot style, set it and forget it. Let the Levo do its thing and check back in when we have some butter.
That's just what it is. It's fucking crock pot time.
Hey guys, so we're back in the kitchen. Infusion has been completed, and I'm pretty pumped because
I'm always pumped.
Infused butter into this like 16-ounce mason
jar. It comes out nice and fast like that.
From here.
Yeah, this is definitely like, ooh, okay, you are cooking with cannabis. So now that we have this infused butter in our mason jar, there are actually 2 things that we want to do before just storing it in the fridge. The first is we have these adorable little molds that look like cannabis leaves, which we're going to pour some butter into there, let those harden up for just later use. If you want to pop one of those on a piece of toast or a steak or something, we've got perfect, little can of butter leaves. I love it.
Cutie.
Morning off some buttered toast. This is the toast that will butter you back.
So the second thing we are going to do with our newly infused butter is add it to this hot pot of cooked marshmallows and infuse one of our favorite desserts, which is Rice Krispie treats.
Yes, I think it's one of my
Guys,
favorite
come
all-time
on.
recipes because it's only 3 things: marshmallows, butter, and Rice Krispie cereal.
I do it with oatmeal, raisins, and infused honey.
Shaped little cookie cutouts here that we are going to use to cut out our infused Rice Krispie treats.
Dun, 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 dun.
Sprinkles didn't hurt anybody. Sample
This is
these
what we
bad
burnouts
boys.
do in our old age.
Okay, well, cheers, Alice.
Cheers.
And
Cheers to you guys.
Oh.
And there's the cannabis.
Mm.
And there was the weed butter and certain delicious college nostalgia taste to it of just that home-baked weed butter taste.
I love that this is nostalgic for you. This to me is the taste of the future. Edibles have never been made easier thanks to the Levo 2, the most professional infuser machine I've ever come across. You want to make sure that you don't miss out on any other cool cannabis product releases in the future. Hit this button in the corner to subscribe to the channel.
Right over there. And if you'd like to join our Patreon club, you can get access.
Patreon club, man. They just dropped a few points in my eyes here. But man, I'll tell you, the Levo, I say the ISO because back in the 70s, man, I used to have the ISO Pure. It was called the ISO 2. It was an isomerizer, they used to call that. I don't know if they still use that term anymore, but what this thing did was, I used it and then I left it in this apartment. I was just, I don't know, I was paranoid about it. And it was a crazy time, a lot of coke in the air. But this thing you had to, it would extract the oil and it would make a nice weed oil or hash oil. And the weed wasn't as good back then. So there was a second step. Yes, definitely, Remy. Two pods for sure, man, for sure. And this isomerizer and solmerizer, ISO 2, that's what it was called, ISO 2. I'm sure it was in high times. I think it cost me $179 back in the mid 70s. So that was a big investment. But once you extracted this oil, then there was a second process where you extracted the oil again, but you're using muriatic acid. That's the shit they clean bricks with, you know. And you're using very, very high isopropyl alcohol to extract it. Not just the stuff, not just rubbing alcohol, but the 100% stuff. So you have to wear goggles, gloves. You're using an eyedropper. You look like a professor in there. But anyway, this would also make extractions of flowers. It's kind of like this thing, but this thing doesn't make the thick oil, although it probably would. I bet if you use some kind of maybe an MCT oil in there just to make a thick oil, you could probably dab with it and everything. The thing, it's going to be a lot of experimenting with it because it's a very, very cool item. I can see myself giving people in my family instead of giving them the gift cards or cash or something like that, which I don't even like. Presents now, like it's the wrong size. We got enough junk laying around the house. Don't give me a fucking picture or something, a bathroom ornament or some shit like that. We got plenty of towels. I have plenty of clothes, it's give me a gift card or give me cash, but now give me some edibles. Give me some fucking concentrates. Because we're in a different world, my friends. This is second generation stuff. See, Remy, I can almost I'm not gonna guarantee because man, who knows, but being a pothead that I am, it's nice, man. You can put a slab of this butter on your mashed potatoes with dinner, and before you have your fucking cognac, you'll be fucking buzzing a little bit. It takes about an hour, but it comes on nice. Comes on nice and slow, and it stays with you. It's not like smoking the Toka 2 where an hour later I'll be straight again. An hour later on these edibles, man, you're just approaching the peak. So, man. You know something? I'm going to talk about this fight tonight too, man. I'm going to talk about the one I was telling you about, the anniversary of it. See, that was in 1980. So that was 42 years ago. 42 years ago tonight. How many of you cats out there are 42 years old? And this, see, I don't even talk about this like as a historic fight. I talk about this almost like it was yesterday. This is one of the fights I didn't get to see live. I don't know what happened, but it was just didn't. It was closed circuit. Nobody around had it on one of their on their services, and I forget what happened. It was on a weeknight too, but this was a great fight, man. I can kick myself in the ass that I didn't go. Leonard Duran 2. And I put my I put that on this day thing in my my community page every day. In fact, let's show this here, man. This is almost worth showing. It really is. And seeing as how it's my community page, I have no problem showing it, right? I can do that easily. I mean, this was today's community page. On this day in 1980, a frustrated Roberto Duran walked out in 8 rounds of his rematch with Sugar Ray Leonard. The famous No Mas was born. Let's see if I can get that a little bigger here. I thought I could get a full screen on that. Oh, maybe I can if I do this. No, it's even smaller. No, it's not. Well, anyway, on this day, a frustrated Roberto Duran walked out in round 8 of his rematch with Sugar Ray Leonard. The famous No Mas was born, and the legend Sugar Ray Leonard began to solidify. And the reputation of Roberto Duran was at an all-time low, which he would redeem. That's kind of something I just thought of that this morning, and sounds pretty good. But check out this fucking this things this dude puts in the comments. Marion Brown, God bless you, my brother. He said, still feel like Leonard moved around too much in this fight. Great strategy, of course, to get the victory, but I'm just personally not a fan of that style. I could see if Duran was being overly aggressive, but he wasn't. He was coming forward and looking to fight a toe-to-toe fight, and Leonard strategically refused to fight him toe-to-toe. People call Floyd a runner, but would never dare to call the great Sugar Ray Leonard a runner. Neither guy is a runner, obviously, but when Floyd moves, he's a runner. But when Ray moves, it's a masterpiece. And I don't even remember Floyd moving around as much as Ray did in this fight. And I answered that. I said, okay. I said, thank you for coming, sir. I gave him a thumbs up, man. So Marion Brown, I appreciate your opinion, but man, bro. This was Sugar Ray Leonard who had to change his strategy, bro. He went toe to toe. Maurice, how you doing, brother? He had to change that strategy, man. That was not going to work. That was not going to work this time around. You know, I mean, he came back. In fact, Sugar Ray Leonard played Roberto Duran so well in that fight. After Duran beat Sugar Ray Leonard, he went out and partied, man. He went out and had he was a hero in Panama after that first fight. He was a hero in basically the entire Spanish population of the world, but especially in his home country of Panama. And everybody wanted to buy Roberto Duran dinner. Sometimes he'd eat 3 dinners a day. Everybody wanted to pay for whatever, man. He was the man. Buy him a drink. Duran is definitely still a bad boy, bro. He's one of the baddest in the world. But this night, man, October 25th, 1980, Sugar Ray Leonard was a little bit of a batter boy. He offered Roberto Duran more money than he'd ever made in his entire career combined for this rematch. And he had the rematch clause going anyway. Don King was surely going to get that. But they caught Roberto Duran out of shape. He had to drop 50 pounds to make that 147. And man, he was not the aggressive Roberto Duran of old. Roberto Duran of the first fight, which was a tremendous victory, man. Anybody can remember that first fight, 15 rounds, toe-to-toe action. There was so much personal animosity going there. Roberto Duran is calling Sugar Ray Leonard's wife a whore, and fucking Leonard is fucking, and he's calling his kid. I mean, it was fucking personal stuff. It was Roberto Duran at his finest, man. Roberto was inside Ray's head, and in that fight, but Ray Leonard did not use his talents that he won the '76 gold medal with, not with that he outboxed the master boxer Wilfredo Benitez with. He went in there and he slugged toe to toe with Roberto Duran for 15 rounds, and he came a little bit short on I think it was a unanimous decision. But the rematch. Fucking Sugar Ray Leonard. Ashley's calling on my sister. Thank you for coming by, classing this joint up a bit, man. This was actually an apology video I had because I was going to have Tim Witherspoon Jr., Hasim Rahman Jr., and they're itching toward a fight, man. You know, Hasim Rahman just got beat not even a week ago, and he was coming on my show, and Tim Jr., he's itching for a fight with at heavyweight. You know, whether it be an exhibition or whether it be a legit fight, but Tim's close to 200 pounds. Hasim's right in that neighborhood. I mentioned it to Hasim, who I had the privilege to meet through Major Key, but I'm friends with him on Twitter, and I've been mailing him to come on do an interview with me, and he called me up the other day, and he says, "Yeah, man," he says, "You know, let's do it." I told him about Tim Jr., Tim wanting to make some heat, and he was for it, and you know, I was hoping on something great, and 10 minutes before the show, 15 minutes before the show, my Hasim Jr. calls me up, and he has a family emergency, and shit happens, and hey, it's gonna happen again. I'm not bummed out. I got some good weed in front of me. We just talked about my infused honey. My old lady made a batch this afternoon, man. I could eat it now, but I'm smoking right now. I'm gonna wait till tomorrow morning because I'm good and high already tonight. In fact, I'm not even bummed out anymore. You know, Tim jumped on the show for a bit, and he understands. You know, he was bummed. He had a lot of people who are going to watch this fight because this is a big fight for Tim. He's been on a 10-year layoff, you know, and he's coming back at a heavyweight, and Rockman, you know, coming back off a defeat. Man, this could have been big, and I was honored that I had a little bit. I might have to do with it, you know, maybe just Bruce Gas puffing and talking down here, and you know, people are digging what he's doing. So you know, maybe that'll spur it on a little bit. And hey, man, like I said earlier, if I can have a little bit to do with you know, to getting this production going, I'm thankful right there, man. You know, don't need anything else. Don't need anything else. Just being there. But unfortunately, Rockman has the family emergency. Tim Jr. was bummed out, but he said that he wanted to come on and talk a little bit. So he came on, and, you know, Rockman said he's going to call me before the weekend's over. And we'll see if we can do it for early next week. Because, you know, Tim Jr., he's like, let's not put this off, man. Let's go. Just like his dad, man. I know his dad better than I know him. You know, the legendary 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. He's another real cool cat, man. I could call him up right now and say, hey, call up Hasim Sr. We'll get a double header going. He just blew off your kid. Hasim, if you're watching, you know I'm kidding on that, brother, because I know this will happen. So we're just riding it through, man. And tonight, the anniversary of one of the greatest, I'm not going to say upset because people didn't know what was going to go on in this fight, man. But Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard, the rematch. Let's see if I can find this whole thing over here, man. Oh yeah, that's the one. We're gonna put it up. We're gonna put it up, and we'll probably get slapped for doing it, but hey, it doesn't matter. This is YouTube, and this is the anniversary of this fight, man. Looks like Roberto Duran going down the ringside, being led into the ring by his handlers, Panama Lewis. Remember Panama Lewis? The black bottle. Ray Arcel, man, probably one of the most famous trainers in the world. That was his corner man right there, bro. And there goes Sugar Ray Leonard coming down the ring. So I'm sorry, I thought that was Roberto Duran. Duran usually wore the blue and white. So when I saw that, he was sponsored by Viceroy of all companies. But yeah, there's Sugar Ray Leonard. And see, Sugar Ray Leonard is all business in this rematch. All business. And there's Roberto Duran, WBC welterweight champion of the world, former undisputed lightweight champion of the world. He will be a future junior middleweight champion of the world. He'll be a future middleweight champion of the world. So, Roberto Duran is far from collecting trinkets. But yeah, he's coming in the ring now, man. You got the United States Army there, and this was usually they sing the national anthem at the beginning of fights. This was a little bit different, man, because if they show this, I'm going to have to play it. Ray Charles was at ringside. Sugar Ray Leonard's namesake, Ray Charles Leonard, and Ray Charles. There he is, man. Yeah, I'm going to have to play this.
But never ways afraid.
I hope they don't blast me and take me off the air, man. This is so cool. Oh!
Sweet America, God shed His grace on thee. Oh, now He found like a city brotherhood from sea to shine.
Hello, Pigeon. Oh, yeah, baby.
From sea to shining sea. If that rendition didn't touch you,
I don't know about you, man, but that's almost like the Holy Spirit fucking dropped a fucking egg on my head, I don't know how that couldn't move a fucking dead man. But that was that was Ray Charles singing America the Beautiful before the rematch. Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran. And remember, yeah, they'll probably do it. But the thing is, I'm going to just take this stream down anyway. I'm not going to leave it up. I was only going to be on here for 10 minutes for my apologies for not, not having the show that I planned on. But hey, it's an anniversary tonight. Something major's happening out there. I was, 1980. I was 25 years old. I'll be 26 next month. I was 25. And man, I was fucking. I don't know why I didn't go to this fight live. Something must have happened, man. I can't even think of it. But I remember I was in a bar and we had somebody on a telephone that was telling us what was happening. But I can't remember why I wasn't at this fight. It was on a Tuesday night too. I went to the first closed circuit showing. But anyway, man. Ray Arcel. Haplo, how you doing, my brother? Remy, see that? Yeah, that's the thing, man. I don't care. Hey, Black and Brown, peace, brother. I appreciate that text, but if they zap me in the middle of it before the fight's over, then that's the price we pay. But this isn't going in the library. This is just a little. Really, it was an apology, but that interview will happen again. So anybody who came here expecting to hear that, shit happens. But we're going to try to reschedule that. But here we go, the first round. And Sugar Ray Leonard, man. People, tell me if you think he's running in this fight. Let me get that. Yeah, we don't need that anymore. Oh no, Duran is definitely. What can you say, Roberto Duran? But unfortunately, this fight he had to lose that weight. He was really rushed into his training. Who knows what else was going on in his head? But frustration is what I saw. What I looked at it as. Probably had these fucking stomach cramps. They told the legendary story about him eating the steaks and drinking the orange juice. Duran was expecting a replay of the first fight. But Leonard had other ideas, man. Leonard was using his boxing skills that he neglected in that first fight. Adapting, changing. People don't understand the importance of that. This was probably the best example of that you'll see in modern boxing. Maybe Joe Louis and Max Schmeling, but hey, at least this is my time. And it's not like Leonard was pitching a shutout either. Duran wasn't hopelessly behind on any of the cards. Up off net, thank you for coming in, my brother. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you hit the like button. Sub to the channel. I appreciate it if you do, man. And Angelo Dundee, great motivator. Was with Leonard from the beginning. Not till the end, but and Ray Arcel, man. Yeah, you can imagine how he made that weight. Back then, I don't know if they had the diuretics that they have today. He was probably eating X-Lax like they were chunkies. And that was one of my theories when this fight happened. I said, I bet he shit his pants. Because it wouldn't be the first fighter to do that. I believe there's a Cornelius Boza Edwards fight. I don't know if it was with Aguayo. I think it might have been the Aguayo Boza Edwards fight. Cosell made a little remark about that. Yeah, I was in New Orleans not long, 20 years ago. But then I haven't been too many other places either. But I love New Orleans. I had a blast when I was there. And it was a fight too because I was there for 3 nights, and one of the nights I stayed in the hotel. It was a fight on HBO, and I can't even think of it. I think it might have been a Camacho fight. Oh, Leonard, beautiful right hands. See, Leonard, these crisp combinations. Just when Duran thinks he has to chase Leonard, Leonard just sets up, blasts these combinations. Leonard just looks so good in this fight. And the Superdome, man. I guess after that place was Hurricane Katrina right out, man. It was the year after I was there was Katrina, and I couldn't believe the devastation I saw there, man. And never had any. New Orleans is a safe city as far as I was concerned because I had to walk through a pretty rough neighborhood to get to the hotel I was in. Never had a problem. Although I was in the gym every day back then, I was fucking 190, fucking 20-inch guns. I was pretty ripped. But I mean, it was one of the most friendliest cities I've ever been in. Everybody said hi to you. Everybody's got a drink in their hand on the streets. My kind of city, man. But Duran is trying to move forward. Leonard very evasive, using that beautiful footwork. Sugar Ray Leonard is trying to hit that head. Is that Carlos Padilla, the referee? I forget these names, but the 24-year-old Leonard, he's already won the welterweight championship, lost the welterweight championship, beaten Wilfred Benitez. He's been in the ring with guys like Andy Price, Floyd Mayweather Sr. He did not have a coddled career. He's definitely wicked fast, and Leonard was a master at turning over his punches. He didn't slap. He was fast, but turning over your punches. That's when your thumb is below your knuckles. You turn it over. That's when you get your power in there. And Sugar Ray Leonard, he was so fast, but he'd always hit you with right with his knuckles. Knocked out a lot of people like that. Like a great side to side movement, great head movement. Subscribe to Carlos Mendoza's channel. Absolutely. Let's get him up there to 100 subs before the year's over. Pigeon Mike Tyson. Fucking Pigeon, you're not going to say shit in here like that, bro. I'm sorry, pal. You're out of here. Pigeon, man, I gave you a second chance and you fucking come out with that shit. You fucking weasel. Let me go back into my YouTube. Pigeon, you got to spoil it. You got to spoil it in here, man. See, I don't care. I'm too trusting in here. I'm going to have to be a little more vigilant with shit like that happening, man. I just don't want that shit in here. And you're fucking making me do this here where I have to go into YouTube, and now I'm making the print too big and too small and everything else. And you're giving me a headache I don't need. All right. But Sugar Ray Leonard going side to side, doing that dancing, and Roberto Duran is just getting frustrated, throwing the wide punches now, doing a lot of holding on. Leonard blasting out of those clinches. Octavio Moran, is that the referee? Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people kind of gave up on Duran after this fight. Duran in his corner, Ray Arcel coaching him on. Come on, get out there, get out there. We're in round number 4, so we still got a couple of rounds to go here. Now, Pigeon's out of here, man. He's not gonna do any insulting here. I just don't want to see it. This ain't the type of channel for that, bro. This is fucking boxing weed. This is no bullshit here. Bullshit, we don't want it. You know, I gave him his wrench back so nobody would time him out, and I end up timing him out. Not fucking only timing him out, but fucking bouncing his ass for a while, maybe forever. Who knows? He's probably gonna fucking do a Bruce Gas fucking miniature, whatever the hell he does to make fun of people. Fucking childish, man. But here we go. Getting together, getting in there, Octavio Moran. Yep, that's the referee. I think it is anyway. Hoplo, you could probably tell me if I'm right or wrong in that one. And Duran's just leaning in on Leonard, trying to save this fight, trying to save his title. Leonard's obliging him with an inside fight, but blistering combinations to the ribs, to the stomach, which I don't think Roberto Duran wants at this point. Hey, Candy Slim, my brother, how you doing, man? Good to see you in here, bro. Knockout Ned, man. How you doing, my brother? Welcome to boxing at its finest over here, man. What it's all about, what we're all about. A little jazz and boxing. What could be better on a Friday night, huh? On the anniversary of the rematch of this fantastic bout 42 years ago. Well, I must have had a girlfriend at the time that wouldn't let me go to this fight, or we were in an argument or something, because this is weird. I don't know why I didn't go to this fight. And usually I'd remember something like that. Yeah, that's because we can forgive Carlos. I don't know if Quiqui's here or not, man. I hope she comes in. I love Quiqui, bro. Nobody's gonna fucking treat Quiqui like that in my room, man. I know we're internet. We reach out with our fucking keyboards, but I can block them, and I can just avoid them now. Avoid them. We certainly don't need that shit, man. In center ring right now, exchanging jabs. Duran trying to get a little life in those legs, it looks like. Sugar Ray Leonard, he's starting to, everybody remembers the Bolo punch. Yeah, Hagler and Leonard is so close. You know, I can't take him away from Leonard on that fight either, man. He could come out of a retirement and he just used his smarts. He knew how to steal rounds. That's the way boxing goes in some judges' eyes. Those quick flurries in the last 15, 20 seconds, they'll get you the points. They'll get you the rounds. But we're coming on to halfway point, and was it round 5? Or is it 6? And Leonard's on his feet, man. Circling to his left, firing out that jab. Oh! A slip. And look at Duran. Duran kind of almost thought he did something. You see him point to the corner? He thought he was going to get away with a knockdown there. But nope, no, I think he found a little bit of a little something to reinvigorate him here, man. He's looking like he might have Leonard in trouble. He got him off his feet. Any way you do it, that's that's a moral victory for some people. And Roberto Duran, he's not like some people. He's like fucking, he's a killer. He's a little Charles Manson in there. And he's trying to drop that right hand. And Vinny Pazienza, I was talking to Vinny 2 weeks ago, and he told me the hardest he's ever been hit was by Roberto Duran, and that was an old Roberto Duran. Vinny said Roberto knocked him down. He said he was boxing. All of a sudden, he felt something tapping his shoulder, and it was the mat. So Roberto Duran throws bricks in those hands, man. Let me tell you. This is from somebody who caught him from Roy Jones, Greg Haugen, Macho Camacho. And he knows his face has been punched a lot. And he's thrown a lot of punches. But here we go, the beginning of round 6, man. I think this is the Bolo punch round. I'm not sure, but pay attention here. He looks like rolling with the punches. That's Roberto Duran right there, my buddy, rolling with the punches. If he's still around, roll him. And Sugar Ray Leonard applying pressure, throwing shots. I mean, this dude who wrote me that comment in there and said Leonard was running all fight. You know, and he doesn't give him any credit for this fight. I wish he was here to watch this fight with me. I should have sent him a little reply to his thing. But see, once again, I didn't even know I was going to be doing this fight tonight. I was supposed to be talking to Hasim Rahman Jr. and Tim Witherspoon Jr. That's what Vinny Pazienza said. I haven't been hit by either one of them, but this is from somebody that has. And that's the Paz. And the Paz, bro, I mean, I called the Paz yesterday. Sent him a text to wish him a happy Thanksgiving. Let me see if I can fucking dig it up for you. Just to show you I'm not the liar that you might think I am. I smoked some weed in the car with Vinny Paz. He didn't smoke. I did. Man, open up. Shit, phones fuck me up. I'll do this later. Did I miss the Bolo punch here yet? But yeah, Duran hits real hard, man. Duran hits real hard. He killed a horse, bro. You heard that story. Fucking punched a horse between the eyes. Hands of stone. That would break anybody else's fucking hands. I mean, imagine the dude that we watched last night, Harry Coetzee. He'd punch a fucking feather and he'd break a bone in his hand. And there goes Leonard side to side. Now this is the round we want to pay attention to in this round. Leonard knows he's got Roberto Duran fucked. And he's doing some beautiful, beautiful boxing there. Duran can't get near Sugar Ray Leonard. He's in one place 1 second, another place another second, and he's got those hands going in perpetual motion up there. So Roberto Duran, he's just standing there covering up, trying to toss a feeble jab in every now and then. He's probably got thoughts in his mind now. How do I get out of this? I'm not taking a dive. What am I going to do? Con Shawnee, my brother, how you doing, man? Pito Perez, shout out to you, brother. Yeah, it is, bro. It's Friday night. Just filling in the airtime I was going to fill in before. If you go back, listen to the show, or know what I was going to be doing here, you'll understand why I'm here right now. And I just felt like getting on with it. We talked a little bit about the honey. Now we're watching a fucking humiliation in history over here, man. Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard is just playing with Roberto Duran like nobody ever has. Look at the Ali shuffle. Get ready for the bolo punch. Picasso, my brother. Shout out, man. Peace for coming in here, bro. Hey, Joe. How you doing, brother? I'll read that in a sec. I don't want to miss the humiliation at Sugar Ray Leonard's. There we go. There's the bolo punch we wanted to see. I mean, Duran's just trying it there, just fucking. And that's the end of round 7. Now we're going to watch Fateful round 8 here, man. This is the Leonard sticking his jaw out there. This was just like faking that bolo punch and bang, popping him with the jab. I mean, dude, who's going to do that to Roberto Duran and live to tell about it? Even today, I saw Duran. He was at the Atlantic City Hall of Fame a month and a half ago, maybe. And some friends of mine were there. And so I was catching the direct feed from them before it went on YouTube. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I got to go back another couple of weeks before that was New York. It was a dinner for Iran Barkley, a fundraiser, and Duran was there. Because all these guys, they hang around together. It's almost like a circuit. But let's get back to this fight, and I'll tell you about that later, man. We want to keep this fresh in our minds. The night that the unthinkable happened. There were two spots in Duran's career that were unthinkable. And, to see Roberto Duran's, he uttered, man, they can say it wasn't no mas, they can say what it is, but from what I could see at ringside and from watching it a million times, no mas, no more. That was, somebody else could probably say it a lot more articulately and tell me exactly what it meant, but to me it was no mas. Always has been, always will be. 45 degrees. I'm looking at that now because I'm feeling a little cold. I let my I'll let my wood stove go out. Maybe I'll have to chirp it up a little bit or turn the heat on. I don't know which I want to do. But anyway, man, we're watching Roberto Duran in a historically down point of his career. It took him a long time to get this ghost off of his back too, man. This was a fucking tough thing. He had he wasn't welcome back in his home country of Panama. He had to go on the lame. I mean, he had to freaking check in aliases in hotels, different countries. You know, Roberto Duran, and it fucked with his head a lot more than maybe it was the real thing happening. Pigeon, you gotta play games here. Let me put this on hold for a second. I gotta go in here and see what's this fucking character's hiding people, playing games with me. All right, let's see what's going on here. It can't be that far up there. Let me go down a little bit. Bear with me. I have to do babysitting here. I'm gonna take all the wrenches away so I don't have to deal with this shit and just give them to maybe a couple of people to get rid of the troublemakers in here. That Pigeon Mike Tyson was here. We gotta find where you're at, bro. He probably. Chin. Yeah, forgive me for this. This is a pain in the ass. I just want to try to mitigate any distinctions here that I'm going to have, because this character seems to have a bunch of names. But anyway, here we go. The last few times of Roberto Duran here. The last few seconds of Roberto Duran being the welterweight champion of the world and not having to leave under this cloud of, there it is, man. No mas. Leonard doesn't believe it either. He's throwing a few punches. That's it. He waves it. Octavio Moran wants him to get back in there. Roberto Duran doesn't want to do it. He had his chance, man. Now, do you think for that brief split second, going back in time, look, man, he's still got I think he thought about that again. I think he oh, my music went down here. Let me get back into my thing here, because if you don't attend to your music, there you go. You gotta say yes, you want it to go on again. That's one of those things that YouTube does to you. Get that back on there. Okay. So he looks like Roberto Duran. He's having second thoughts, but Leonard wants to go back on his feet. Leonard does not, he's serious about this fight. This is not party time. He goes and hugs Roberto Duran, but Roberto Duran just did not get over this, man. Roberto Duran, it took him a long time, and from what I can understand, it took a trip for Sugar Ray Leonard to go to it took Sugar Ray Leonard to go to Panama and spend the day with Roberto Duran. And they had some serious talking. There was some parts of this documentary where they shut the camera off, and it was no longer it wasn't for our ears. And I'm sure they must have talked about some heavy shit, man. And they left, and Roberto Duran was almost like it was the ghost, the monkey off his back. I don't think Duran, I don't know if he realizes quite yet his fall from grace. But it was an amazing night, man. It was truly an amazing night. I didn't watch the fight live as it happened. I heard what happened, and I watched it again on the, sorry about that. I'm don't have my technical powers are a little weak tonight. I got a few Tokas 2 in me. A little bit of my edible from this morning is still with me. That's true, Conchonery. Yeah, you know, I was watching some fights last night with a guy who's he's not a new fan to boxing, but he didn't quite get the 10 round fights. They were new to him. He thought that fights were like 8 rounders, and then they went right into 12 rounders. The concept of a 10 round non-title fight, I mean, they were all over the place. 10 round non-title fights were the norm. They weren't the exception. Back in the 12 rounds was always reserved for a regional title, and 15 was a world title. But 10 rounds were the majority of fights were 10 rounds. But anyway, man, I just kind of wanted to straighten that out. That's why let you know why I didn't have Hasim Rahman on here tonight. Tim Witherspoon was ready, but something happened, a family issue with Hasim Rahman, and we'll get him back on here again. I'm looking forward to it, man. He's a good brother. He's got a channel out there, man. Sub to his channel. We'll make sure we get some subs out there. Maurice, I appreciate you coming over here, bro. Sure, I don't know who you. But I appreciate you coming here, man. Get my thing down over there. Boxing fans, we kind of transcend anything else on the internet for some reason. Something about boxing fans, there's a kindred spirit, and even some of them that I can't stand, I still kind of like their passion for boxing. I admire it, and if it came right down to it, I could probably knock on their door and they'd say, "Hey, Bruce Gas, come on and have breakfast with me." If I, you know what I'm saying, man. A lot of this fucking internet stuff is crazy. I think we make it to be more than it really is. And like I said, man, like I said, these anniversaries of these fights, they stir up these memories of me, and they let me know how powerful boxing was and what it was doing to me at different stages in my life. No, Duran didn't get beat up, man. Duran, he quit. It wasn't in him anymore. That was it. He didn't want to be humiliated by Sugar Ray Leonard, and eventually, Leonard was doing the Ali shuffle. He was whacking him out of the scene with bolo punches. I think Roberto Duran, I don't think anybody would want to see that happen to Roberto Duran. But, 42 years ago tonight, he did what he did. And he's still a hero in my eyes, and I'm sure in most people's eyes. The 150 Bruce Gas song, that's not a bad idea, Remy. That's a nice little way to end this. Yeah, we can definitely listen to that. The Bruce Gas Toka 2 song by my man 150. He says he's gonna make me another one that I can use for my intros and my outros. I appreciate you cats coming in here tonight. Friday night, man. I don't know where I'd be on a Friday night. I'd probably be out trolling, but I'm a gentleman troll. I don't say anything that I wouldn't expect somebody to say in my territory over here. And I like to do a lot of watching. I do a lot of watching from the weeds. see what's going on, see if it's shit I want to get involved in. And if it is, man, I go right in there and jump right on. If Dave's inviting, I'm jumping on. But it was a sorry night for me tonight, man. I'm bummed out. I was looking so forward. Even Tim Witherspoon Jr. told me he was waiting for it all day long. And Hasim Rahman had something that happened, a family issue. Nobody understands that better than me, bro. I mean, this is on the 29th of this month. My father died, 1973. You know, was that 59 years ago? Is that what it is? Is it 49? I don't even remember anymore, man. No, it was probably 49 years ago. A long time, a lifetime. But man, you know, family shit, man. That's my pops. Anything family happens, bro, I'm there. You know, and you know, when I hear family shit, and I just all I think is it definitely transcends this bullshit. Let's listen to my friend Big Say So, 150 as we call him.
Shout out Bruce Gas, aka Toka 2. You know I had to drop a track for my boy.
Where you at?
Yeah, video rapping boys out here telling favors. I'm the hardest young nigga, I ain't signed to no label. Hey, Bruce Gas putting no fights on the table. Calling that Boston since Kane versus Abel. Smoking so much gas, you would think that shit was fatal. I'm the people's champion like Muhammad Ali. Shout out Bruce Gas, one day we gon' meet. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, we gon' smoke hella weed. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, take a hit out the Toka 2. Slipping hella shots, feel like Tyson with the peak. Little Glock on my side, but it hit just like Isaac Cruz. Shout out Match, had real shit, that's my fucking dude. We always cooking on the panel. Strapped to my side, I ain't talking about no sample. Bruce passed me the blunt, I'ma light it like a candle. Ayy, non-stop bars, man, I always spit flames. Feel like Bruce Gas always got a different strain. Bitch, you ain't like me, you could never feel my pain. You win and you lose, well, this the fight game. Don't beef on the net and the shit won't change. Said that on the stream, gotta do it for the game. Said that on the stream, gotta do it for the chat. I ain't undisputed, yeah, hold on, I ain't undisputed, but I want all the straps.
I appreciate you cats coming in here. As you know.
It was not so long ago.
One 5 my brother.
And I think I found my friend, Colorado. I wanna know more. When I left you home, if I only had the starting on my way, just long enough to say, Would you take care of your
I was in love with Linda Ronstadt when I was about 18. See you later, man. Thank you. Good night. Peace.